Hello, hello, one and all. I am Brandon Carey, and today we're going to continue our adventures in Constantinople with Assassin's Creed Revelations. When we last left off, we made a huge mistake. The person who was our target, who we were assigned to kill by Suleiman the Great, ended up not being a Templar. He was in fact a double agent the entire time, so we did a big ol' oopsy-doobers. Thankfully we rebounded by dating our girlfriend, Sophia, our new weird random girlfriend. And now we have a new book to find that will lead us to another Altair segment, hopefully. The best parts of the game, by far. We are Before I went live, I started the game up early to make sure I was prepared. Onyx, actually. And I did end up accidentally shipping a civilian. So, already, the stream hasn't started and we've already done some bad things. Some bad killings. Gotta find which glowy spot the book is in. Yeah, Ezio is not doing great here in Constantinople when it comes to his morality. Really bad stuff happening. Largely Ezio's fault. And the more I play this and the more I think about it, if I'm being honest with myself, this plot line with Suleiman the Great and the Sultanate Court, in hindsight, feels largely irrelevant. Because we're here for the Masayf Keys. That's why we came to Constantinople in the first place. The B plot doesn't really feel like it's woven into the A plot. They feel like they're two different stories for two different games that are competing for each other's attention and not really complementing each other. It also doesn't help that this hunt for the keys is really lame mechanically. It's just the tombs. It's just tombs. It's this lame ass, like, looking for books followed by tombs. So we don't really, like, get a whole lot of cool interactions with finding the Altair keys, or it just kind of just does it. Speaking of, got another tomb, it looks like. Another fucking tomb.
I was actually just on my way home.
Hey, have you lost already?
I will just...
It is kind of weird that they don't do a great job of blending these two tales together. They feel wholly distinct. In fact, it almost doesn't make sense for Ezio to be bothering the Sultanate Court at all. That's more Yusuf's problem than Ezio's problem. Which is especially awkward since we just killed an innocent man because of the Sultanate Court questline. We've had our second major target in the game in 7 sequences, and the guy wasn't even actually a Templar. We fucked up. Which is not necessarily a bad thing for the plot. It is okay for Ezio to, like, be fallible and make mistakes, even at this advanced age. However, I would add that it would help if we, you know, we'll get into it a little later, but it doesn't feel like enough is done or, like, dissected about Ezio making a mistake that heavy. It doesn't feel like there's enough time dedicated to that oopsy-doobers. But we'll get to that later. Right now we've got to do a platforming section. This does not feel like an Assassin's Creed cutscene. Oh, this feels a little bit like feels like we're like in a fucking English British island or something. Not like we're in Constantinople. Without falling into the water. I will probably not do that. We will see. Okay, so what is this button? Okay. It doesn't feel like Constantinople at all. Okay. We're gonna have a more classic tomb level. Looks like this is more my speed. This is more of the kind of thing I'm looking for. Classic tomb platforming section. Oh, a timer, an actual timer. Do it. Oh, okay. The water lowers, and then the next section is revealed. Okay, I see. I see. Jump. Just follow the camera, I suppose. Jump. Pretty easy platforming so far. Nothing too complicated. Alright, now where does this lead? Okay, mission failed. I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen eventually. I'm particularly worried about the optional objectives in this. The optional objectives really weren't a great idea for this game for this series in retrospect, even though I don't hate them the way a lot of other people do. I don't think they were well implemented. I think a lot of the objectives just kind of suck. Maybe I could have, if I was a little more careful, that wouldn't have been a problem. But it's annoying that, like, because this game is not designed for precision. So when the objectives require you to be a little more precise, it's a little annoying. It's a little annoying to deal with that. Just glad they're optional and not mandatory. Somehow I platinumed this game back in the day. Yeah, exactly, Onyx. Like the ones that make you approach an assassination as if you are being a sneaky assassin man. They're the best ones by a country mile. There's so many that are not that is the problem. A lot of them are just like horse shit objectives that don't make sense. And aren't particularly fun or interesting. Do. Okay, yeah, like, I believe this, if memory serves, wasn't, like, a terrible platinum. Like, it was like, the objectives were annoying, but it was doable. Like, it wasn't, like, a huge time or difficulty sink. They were more annoying than they were difficult for a lot of these objectives, so it was pretty easy to platinum this game. If my memory is serving me correctly. But my trophy days are long since over, so I'm not terribly concerned about doing that a second time. Climb. Did the Spec Ops trophy platinum require you to do any multiplayer on that, or was it just the single player stuff? Because if you had to do multiplayer for that, then like I'm sorry to hear that. If it's just single player stuff, then I could totally see platinuming Spec Ops, even though that game really doesn't want you to play the game more than once. It is the kind of thing where like it wants you to play it a single time. Oh, that's cute. We almost have the seal. Climb, Ezio, climb, climb, climb. Do that that fucking back jump is like literally impossible. But it's so cool, so it's fine. Hook. Hook. Almost done. Just gotta get back to the top of this fucking thing. There we go. All these crafting components for bombs we will never fucking use. I reject the bomb crafting mechanics in this game. Ah, so you also got this platinum. That makes sense. I did not get the Resistance 3 platinum, but I did get the Uncharted 3 one. I have all of the Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. I think also 4 is platinum as well. I think. 2011, man. What a fucking year. What a fucking year. Oh, for Spec Ops or for Revelations? The Revelations I could also see. I prestige Revelations multiplayer a couple times, if my memory is correct. No, once. Just once. I prestiged in Revelations once. Because I was one of those people who was really, really into the Assassin's Creed multiplayer back when it was a thing. Back when the servers were still up. I was really into it. I had a friend that I played with constantly. Yeah, I know I did the 100. I know I did that bullshit. 100% synchronization. I did that at some point. I just don't want to do it again. I did do that for Brotherhood as well. Brotherhood and Revelation. I did all the fucking optional side missions. That's why I know they suck. I did them all. This is admittedly years ago, but I did do them all. I think I did them for 3 as well, actually. Revolution was a good platinum trophy, yeah. That was back in my hunting days, and that was a pretty fun platinum to hunt. That was back when people fooled themselves into thinking achievements mattered. Now we know better. All achievements are just a way of tracking how far people got into video games. And what side objectives they did. Alright, time for another one of the better parts of the game. Another Altair section. Man, these fucking... If I had any problem with the Altair stuff, it's too fucking short. The Altair sections are just too fucking short. You need more of them when you're in the game. You need more or longer ones. So I went back to skim the book Secret Crusade, because I have it. And it turns out, yeah, all of this stuff in the Altair segment was just written in the tie-in novel for Assassin's Creed 1.
Sleep, calling out for his father.
Abbas, what a miserable man.
It is not our place to judge.
It certainly is.
If our master has gone mad, I would like to know.
Shh. Good evening.
Water. Of course. Sit.
Many thanks.
What brings you here, old man?
Pity Abbas. Do not mock him. He has lived as an orphan for most of his life, shaped by his family's legacy. He is desperate for power, because he is powerless.
He is our mentor. And unlike Al-Mualim or Altair, he never betrayed us.
Nonsense. Altair was no traitor. He was driven out. Unjustly. Is it you? I heard the rumors, but I did not believe them.
I love this.
I wonder if I might speak to Abbas myself. It's been a long time.
Impossible. Abbas uses rogue Fedayeen to keep us from the castle.
Fewer than half the fighters here are true assassins.
So, where do I begin?
With us.
I recall, this is a cool section. Do not kill anyone except the boss and his captains. Something I do like about this section, if my memory is correct.
You say these men are cruel. Has anyone raised his blade
Yes,
against an
I
innocent?
love this. I genuinely love this. Like, Waltair's in his 80s. And as a result, because he's an old
Brutality
man,
seems to be
he
the
has to
sole
walk
joy.
slowly.
Then they will die, for they have compromised the order. But those who still live by the creed must be spared.
You can trust in us.
I love that Altair is like an old man now, and he is, like, even when he's in high profile, he doesn't walk very fast.
They say he fought.
This is unironically super fucking cool.
True or not, say nothing to Abbas. He is sick with paranoia.
So you just get to, like, be an old man and see how that changes
Clear
him
out.
in his age. We never get this with Ezio, but we do get this with Altair, which I think is really fucking sick. This is so cool. And also, if you think the Altair stuff here is good, because it is. Like, the stuff with him and Abbas is really good.
Assassins! To
it's because it was all written before Revelations was ever developed. This was all written in a tie-in novel called Secret Crusade. It's probably why it's the best stuff of the game, because it was in the series long before this game was developed.
Mentor.
Welcome.
Shh. Do not want to
The
get
stuff
killed.
with the boss and like Maria and all of that was established well before any of Revelations' plot began.
You are nothing without that artifact. Nothing! You pathetic miser. Stand down or die.
Follow me to the castle, and spill no blood if you can help it.
But it is cool to see Altair in his advanced age, like dealing with the fall of the Brotherhood and the reconstruction of it. See, he can't even run that long. Like, he has to be... He gets tired and, like, has to rest, has to breathe. I'm usually against slow walking games, but it makes sense here because he is an old man. He's like in his 80s at this point. So he shouldn't be able to fight that good. Or one that good. Like, there's no platforming here, it's just literally a walk. He has to rely on his new assassin mentees to do a lot of the actual
Decades have
fighting.
passed since we last saw you within these walls. We could use your wisdom. Now more than ever.
This is so cool. Watching them become allies in real time. That's so fucking cool. This is so cool! This is such a cool story moment for Altair.
Kill him! Kill him now! What are you waiting for? You fools! He has bewitched you!
Our mentor has returned!
They all see Abbas for who he is, and so they let Altair just kind of strut forward.
I fight for you. For the Order. Welcome home.
Altair.
Welcome back, Mentor. Presence honors always an honor. Together. Together for victory, Mentor.
Welcome back, Mentor.
Mentor.
It's almost
Tell your
time.
men to stand down.
No! I am defending Masayf. Would you not do the same?
You corrupted everything we stand for and lost everything we gained. All of it sacrificed on the altar of your own spite.
And you! You have wasted your life staring into that apple, dreaming of your own glory.
That is true, Abbas. I learned many things from the apple. Of life and death. Of the past and the future. Let me show you.
And he developed the hidden gun! Oh, that's so cool! He developed the hidden
I
gun!
can never forgive you, Altair.
Remember, all of
The
those
lies
inventions
told
were his
by my
ideas.
family, my father. The humiliation I suffered.
They were not lies, Abbas. I was 10 years old when your father came to see me. He was in tears, begging to be forgiven for betraying my family. Then he cut his own throat. I watched his life ebb away at my feet. I will never forget that image.
No!
But he was not a coward, Abbas. He reclaimed his honor.
I hope there is another life after this one. Then I will see him and know the truth of his final days.
This stuff resonates
it is your
so
time,
much more than
we
like
will
the stuff in
find you.
the Ezio plotline
And then
with the Sultan.
there will be no doubts.
Like this is a very well constructed scene between these two people, between Abbas and Altair. It's very well constructed.
An old man, and still he fought to hold our brotherhood together. I would have called him stubborn in my youth, but now I can only admire his courage. The assassins were his life, from beginning to end. He had no other.
I do... Kind of going back to the fragmentation issue we were talking about before, I do wish the Altair sections did tie more strongly into Ezio's plotline. Similar to how, like, the Masayf Keys and Sophia seem different from the Sultanate. So too do these sections seem different from both of those as well. There doesn't seem to be really a connecting tissue here. Thematically, like obviously we need the keys to get these sections, which so there's a literal connection there, but there's not a thematic connection here. Well, that might be actually a lie, because Altair is reflective of his life, the way Ezio is being reflective of his life now in the story, theoretically. So there is a connection. I am talking on my ass. There is a connection. It's just not like a very strong one. I don't see Ezio, like, learning from Altair's example. Or even, like, honoring him in some way after this. Because we're not doing there's not, like, a personal stakes here with Ezio. Maybe that is actually the problem. Like, Ezio doesn't have a personal stake in what's happening beyond just, I need to know. Maybe that's what's actually missing. Because Altair has, like, that link with the boss and the Order. Yeah, he does have an investment, especially since, like, the boss did kill his son and led to the death of his wife, Maria. But I don't feel that same impetus with Ezio in his plot. Ezio is mostly here because he's curious, not because he has an actual, like, personal stake. Which I don't think is as strong. Can I drive it? Okay, we can. And when you also factor in how strong the writing is for the Altair stuff, despite how abridged it is, despite how there's, like, they cut a lot of content out to summarize it in 5 short sections. What we do have is very strong. The writing there is very strong. The themes are very, very clear. Easy to understand. The struggle's a little more personable. All of the Altair stuff, even though they cut it down a lot from what's in that book, it still makes sense. It's narratively, like, the connection is all there. this memory in the bright red zone? Yes, it sure is. Right, because we had to tell Suleiman that we fucked up. Right. I remember now.